qu'est-ce que t'es provincial. C'est l'enfer, non je peux pas faire ça, c'est ridicule. Ça va passer en boucle.
Ah, moi j'aime bien parce que ça va avec le perso.
En partant quoi.
Non mais un petit quoi.
So this is it, day one of the shoot of my third movie. Playdate is a psychological thriller starring Margot Moncillon, Guillaume Guix, Alison Paradis, and Hubert Delattre. I won't tell you much more to make sure I won't spoil any of it. So the first day went really well. Most of the crew and actors, let's say 75%, worked on Trauma 2 years ago with me. So basically, it's like getting back with old friends. You know, we all know how to, let's say, sing the tune. This being the first day of shoot, I thought, I'd go over the 10 things you need to remember before you go on a shoot. 1. Always preserve your original idea. Remember, you are the only one to know where you are going, even though you may not always feel like it. You've committed to make this film. You have prepared for it for a few weeks, and you may already be fed up with the script, especially if you wrote it. But don't panic. Always keep in mind what attracted you to this story and the movie you wanted to make of it. It is important to always preserve that original idea. First, because it will get you back on track every time things go wrong. Because don't be mistaken, at some point, everything will go south on you. And only that idea of what you wanted to do in the first place will save you and get you as pumped as possible. Second, and most important, preserving your original idea will make sure your movie is consistent, because it is so easy to get lost with all the comments and notes you get from everyone around you. When you are shooting, everyone has ideas and things to say about, what is being done. From the set intern to the producer, from the grip to the studio exec. And some of them may have interesting ideas, some of them may even have interesting things to say. But you have to be careful, because if you start changing the style of filming as you are shooting, you will end up in the edit room wondering how to stitch those scenes together, because it looks like they were shot by different directors for different movies. Each movie has its own grammar that you, as a filmmaker, create. This grammar is your original idea. Grammar does not evolve. For example, I don't watch my rushes. Okay, just a bit. I watch the rushes the first 2 days to make sure that I'm on the same page with the rest of the crew. But after that, I don't look at them anymore, just to make sure I don't start changing things as the shoot moves forward. That said, it doesn't mean you have to be closed off to ideas, improvisations, or suggestions. You can change the words, not the grammar. Stay focused on the course and keep an open mind. Number 2, be prepared. Shooting is a costly and risky endeavor, so you have to do everything in your power to minimize Murphy's Law. Because on a set, everything that can go wrong absolutely will. You can tell a producer, a studio exec, or a client, if you're shooting a commercial, that everything is going to be fine and that the film is going to be a masterpiece, but the truth is, you're just lying. You have no idea what will happen. You have no control over things when you're shooting. You have no control over the weather. Maybe your main actor is sick or hasn't slept well. Maybe you are shooting with a cat or with children. Maybe a stomach flu is ruining your crew. Maybe you're in a bad mood. And it's a good thing, because film has to remain a living matter. So here's Murphy's Law of shooting. So we had a COVID suspicion on Friday morning, so we didn't shoot on Friday. Then our first assistant has also a COVID suspicion with her family. So we started off the week with 1 day late and a new first assistant. Changing first assistants during the shoot is not easy. And we have to replace all the stuff we didn't shoot in the working schedule. So it's gonna be tough. But this uncontrollable environment is what makes a shoot so expensive and such an anxiety generator. So you gotta be prepared, like a good boy or girl scout. Know your script forward and backwards, inside and out. Make mood boards and a storyboard to have your ideas as clear as possible, so you can easily transmit them to all departments who need them. The goal is to reduce your anxiety and the crew's anxiety, to make sure that the only surprises you'll get will be good ones, and also to create the illusion that somehow you're in control. Number 3. Know your craft. You are a craftsman, not an artist. As a filmmaker, you are not alone. The quality of your work depends on your ability to explain your ideas to others. There are many different departments on a set with various set of skills, and nobody uses the same language. Every department knows a different craft. You are just here to use these different crafts and make them your own. Therefore, you are nothing but a head craftsman. Number 4, cast is everything, always. This is probably one of the most important things you need to always keep in mind as a filmmaker. Casting is the only moment where you are not allowed to make any mistake. You can have a bad looking set, a horrible styling with the worst framing. If the actor in the shot is good, no one will ever notice. Everything is just failed. On the contrary, you could have the best set with the best clothing in an amazing frame. If the actor sucks, the whole film will be garbage. So take your time, do as many callbacks and tries, but choose carefully your actors, because if they're not good or not right for your project, it will be a total disaster. You will suffer, and they will too. There is nothing worse than having an actor on set when they don't want to be there.
C'est le meilleur réalisateur avec qui j'aurais toujours eu envie de vouloir plus tard tourner.
Number 5, crew is everything. A filmmaker is nothing without his crew, and each member of it is as important as the one next to him. You know, people tend to think that the actors make the movie because, it's them they see. But if the focus puller can't pull focus, then your actor will be blurry. So who's more important? The person in front of the camera or the person right behind? Do not neglect any member of your crew. They all matter. They are all part of the same mechanism that is the making of your film. Also, don't have any member of your crew imposed to you. It's the best way to end up working with people who are not making the same movie as you are, or just, don't care about your vision. Number 6, stay humble. Never forget you are not saving lives. You are not a first responder. It's just a movie, a simple memory you are creating for people you will never meet. Never forget that if you've chosen them right, you probably know less than all the people who are working for you. Kindness is still the best way to get what you want when you are leading 10 teams who do different crafts. Humility is the best quality anyone can expect from a filmmaker. Number 7, no time for bullshit from no one. And at the same time, you should know enough about your work and about other people's craft to make sure you are not bullshitted. This is a line of work where there are a lot of bullshitters and people who have reached their mediocrity threshold. Some people will tell you that your vision is not makeable, that what you're asking for is impossible, whether it's out of their own ignorance, of their own craft, or just because, it means too much of a hassle for them. So make sure you know enough about machinery, optics, or post-production. This way, no one will be able to tell you no. Number 8, be in good shape. There's not much to say about this one. When you shoot, you work crazy hours and you have very little time to rest. So make sure to be physically prepared, because during the shoot, you will have absolutely no time to work out and very little sleep. Number 9, take all the responsibility, because you're gonna get all the blame. Now, this is probably the most important thing you need to know. Whatever happens, whatever comes out of your shoot, if it's bad, you will get all the blame. Not the actors, not the producers, not the crew. You and only you. So to make sure not to have any regrets of any kind, make sure all the decisions are yours. From the casting to the color of the wallpaper in the background of a shot, everything. You will always get all the blame. And if you've done a masterpiece, all the celebration will be yours and your crews and your producers and your actors. Number 10, have fun. In the end, it's all that matters. Being a filmmaker can be so stressful and can really make you lose faith in yourself and in your craft. Making a movie is so expensive that will not happen every day, and you will never know if it will happen again. So just make sure you enjoy every second of it. So that's it for today, y'all. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell and everything. And you know what? I'll see you in the next one.